Hi everybody, this is Jacqui and Susan with Thursday Thoughts at 3. How is everybody doing today?
So anyway, why don't you tell everybody what you do first, and we'll talk about our today's conversation.
Well, I am a certified divorce coach and founder at Better Path to Divorce. The past has been written, but you can rewrite the future. So I help people move through very difficult life transitions, showing them that I am their guardian angel and I am their organization person, and I am the one that can help them get through this in the best way possible, whatever that may be. I am totally equipped, minus being the legal piece for you.
You know what? You really are a guardian angel. I have to say that.
Thank you.
She's so great because she really helps people from her heart, and she really helps people, find their inner strength to move forward with, their divorce issues. There's just so much that's entailed in divorce, and I think that's part of it is finding your tribe when you're going through a divorce.
But before we do that, what do you do?
Okay. So I'm trying this out, guys. I just want to get your feedback. I'm thinking about changing my title to visibility strategist. Why? Because I help women overcome trauma so they can be seen and be heard and let go of the issues that kept them feeling paralyzed, powerless, and in pain. So, there's so many women who have a hard time coming out of their shell. They're not allowed to voice themselves. They're not allowed to be themselves. And so I think it's so important for us to, take off the shackles and stop conforming to what other people say we should do or we should be or what we should say. So with that in mind, I'm trying out that for size. So
Okay.
Let me know, visibility strategist. But in the meantime, our topic today is
Tribe. And I just want to say hello to Beverly and Joseph. Thanks for joining us.
Hi Beverly, hi Joe.
And I want to say, Susan,
Yes.
I have never heard you say something with so much heart and feeling. Like, I think you are a visibility strategist. I think you finally nailed what it is your passion and what you can bring to others. So I really liked it, and I hope everyone felt the same way I did, because that was awesome. So we became
just
a
1
tribe.
minute, if I may.
Oh, you may.
It's just, what it is. It's like, if you can't be yourself, creates levels of anxiety and depression.
Absolutely.
And, until you're able to love yourself and see yourself for who you really are, and you can share who you are and not be afraid of what people think,
See, well, that's that intergenerational stuff.
Yes.
Whether we are talking about being second-generation Holocaust survivors, which, I don't want to say is more traumatic than others, because everybody has their own story.
Everybody has ancestral trauma.
And everything is intergenerational, and we can go on and on about that. But that's where our tribe comes in. And that's where, as women, when we go through all these different phases in life, I mean, think about the little child. Thank you, Paul.
Thank you, Paul.
Jamie. Think about when you were little. Who were you as that little person? And then you're taught, whether you're a little boy between the ages of 4 and 6, to man up and not cry. And girls between the ages of 11 and 14, I think I have lipstick, between 11 and 14, that's when their trauma set in, when they're becoming women. Hi, Susan. And
Hi, Susan.
then it all begins, and then we get married and we take on the roles of our parents, because
Right.
that's what we're taught, instead of learning other things. And that's where our girlfriends and our tribes come in at
Right.
different phases in life, right?
Right, and it allows us to be who we are because there's support and there's, helping and guidance, and there's no judgment from your tribe. It's really, really, it's like a cheerleading squad. You cheer each other on, you lift each other up, and there's such great energy that goes with it. And I'm so grateful I found you as part of my tribe. I really
same
am.
here,
She's
same here.
great.
Thank you. So are you.
It's a give and take relationship, and that's what a
Absolutely.
tribe is about. Being able to give and being able to receive. Again, that's about your heart chakra.
Definitely.
What does the heart do?
Totally.
Like, it gives off oxygenated blood and receives the deoxygenated blood, and that's what life is about.
Slow down. I want them to hear what you're saying. And I know you're excited, but it's a great message. So can you say that again?
It's the heart chakra. What does the heart chakra do? What does the heart do, right? It gives off oxygenated blood. Sends it to your body, and then it receives the deoxygenated blood and sends it back to the lungs. So we need to realize that life is a balance, and in your tribe should be a balance, should be a balance between giving and receiving. And there is something loving, the heart chakra about that.
And we have, as women, we have different tribes as we go through life. We start out as little girls, and some of us are fortunate enough to have those girls as lifelong friends, even though the nature of the friendship changes, aka friends for a season, or a reason, or for the life. Jacqui wants to be in our video.
You want to be in our video, Jacqui?
Jacqui, if you want to be in our video, say yes, because that's the button that just came up if you'd like to join us.
If you'd like to join us, let us know, Jacqui.
So these are lifetime friends that even though they go in and out because life is different, they're always there supporting us no matter what. Then we have friends for a season or a reason, and that could be we're now mothers with children, we're career women before that, we're college friends, we're camp friends, who stays with us, who doesn't. And the hard thing for women is sometimes realizing that that friendship isn't serving us anymore. And it doesn't mean we don't love them and they can't be there in our lives, but figuring out how to move away from it without hurting somebody, because that's estrogen. We are so relational and relationship oriented and sensitive, and that's the hard part of life. But the sooner we realize that it's okay, it makes our world better and opens us up to what we need at the time and the other person. It's almost like being in love and getting divorced. Like, why would you want to stay in a marriage or in any relationship? That everybody deserves the best of each other. And if you're not invested in it the same way, it's time to let go.
And it also works because I work a lot with also relationships between, parent-child relationships, also, couple relationships. And, there's a lot of trauma that goes with it. If it didn't feel good or doesn't feel good, there's a reason for it, and we have to acknowledge it.
Correct.
And so we can change it. Sometimes we tend to repeat relationships over and over again until we finally learn to break the cycle. Hi, Nicole. Thanks for watching. With that in mind, I think it's so important for us to find our tribe. And, for those people, there's science behind the fact that we live longer, we're happier when we're with people. Socialization is so important. And a lot of people have a hard time with communicating and socialization. But that's like, there's something healthy about it. There's first of all, it sends off endorphins.
We're also like dogs. We're pack animals.
You're pack.
We are pack animals. We are. Even the biggest introvert who loves being home alone or doing a quiet thing by themselves, it just means they can't socialize as much, that they need that time to regroup. But they still need socialization.
But even think about the ancient days, tribes got together. They were, they gathered together for support for each other. Their expression was music. Their expression was dance. Or, even for me, we go to Jewish weddings. You're the hora, right? We come together and we lift each other up.
Correct.
And I think
good analogy.
Thank you. And it's also think about the women the ancestors, right?
Absolutely.
We were the gatherers. The women got together. We
did knitting circles. We did sewing circles. But the men went out in groups, being hunters too. Think about it.
They were
Even men were not solo acts. They just weren't.
So I think it's important for us to realize that we need to rely on each other and to trust each other and have each other's back. The other thing I remember, I talked about this a lot, is I always think about when we were little girls and we played, Light as a Feather or the levitation game. If anybody's played that, we sit in a circle with the little girls, and there was always one child lying in the middle, and we tried to pick her up. Nobody can pick her up. But if we sat there holding hands and we meditated for a few moments, and the count of 3, we lifted that person up with just 2 little fingers like this, it was so easy. There was that energy of the group.
So true.
And it lifted.
It is total. It's all about physics, actually. When you do it, there is a connection and electricity that runs through bodies. I did that once in a group years ago where we lit light bulbs. We literally lit
We definitely
light
have energy.
bulbs.
So for those people who don't think energy works,
Hi,
energy
Jill.
healing
Hi,
works.
Joni. It does.
Hi, ladies. It does. I mean, I do energy work with some of my clients who are
Mhm.
open to it, and it's amazing what can come up and what comes through.
Yeah, absolutely.
So people, look for your tribe.
Look for
Don't
your
be
tribe.
alone. You can do it. I mean, solopreneurs have a hard time. That's what we are together.
That's exactly right.
You know, family, if you're ill, I mean, reach out. If you know a friend or somebody who's not doing well, who's ill and needs help, reach out, because, you know, the reward is greater, you know, if you give, right?
And if you're not feeling well and somebody doesn't call, it could be just because they don't know.
Right.
Ask. Don't be afraid to
Right.
ask.
Oh, so many women have a hard time asking. It's
They
like
do.
we were told we would be strong, we take care of everybody, but we were told, you know, we're not important enough to take care of ourselves. So we must take care of ourselves.
Oxygen mask right on our faces. Hi, Christina.
Hi, Christina.
But women, I can't even
Hi, Melissa.
beg you. Ask. You will be amazed what comes back. People actually do want to help. Try it, and you will see
Right.
how amazing,
You know,
what a
it's-
great feeling it is. And you form new tribes. I mean, look how
Right.
we came together.
It's great. And, you know, it's so funny because there's this woman that I know in my neighborhood, and she fell ill of cancer about 2 years ago. And, you know, we live in a community, so I reached out to her. Not that we're friends, but we're acquaintances. We live in the same neighborhood. Reached out to her, how can I help her? And she actually told me she needs me to go run an errand for her. And I'm like second guessing myself, why did I ask? Like, now I really actually have to do it. So I actually had to go. I went to Costco and I had to get all these paper cups and paper plates and so forth. And then I dropped it off, and you know what? After I thought about it, I was like, how great was it? She gave me the opportunity
Correct.
to do a good deed or a mitzvah for those people who don't know Hebrew.
Absolutely.
And so, you know what? If she didn't tell me this, I wouldn't have known, but it created a bond for us. So then I was able to help her heal through her process.
Mm-hmm.
And, you know, and it was just great. So ask people if they need help, and ask for help. It's most important. So how would you... Hi, Marissa. It's my niece. I
Find
love you.
your tribe. We don't, and your tribes can
How would
change.
how would you recommend people to find their tribes?
How would I recommend? Well, I'm a bit of an extrovert.
Okay.
So sometimes, and I'm impulsive. And even though I teach people to pause, I think I'm not afraid if I'm in a room full of strangers to find what I think might be a welcoming group of 3 or 4. And I kind of feel my way around that.
Okay.
And I just go over with a drink in hand. It's my security, or a cup of coffee if it's a
A
breakfast.
glass of wine. A glass of
Whatever it
water is fine.
Whatever it is. But I have my security blanket. For some reason, it makes me feel a little social and a little better to walk over, since you asked.
Right.
And I just wait for a break in the conversation, and I go, I'm new here. I'm Jacqui. It's a pleasure to be here. Is it okay if I stand in and be part of this conversation? I just ask.
Right.
And then it feels good. People go,
Right.
of course. And then they introduce, and we start to talk, and whatever the conversation is. It could be about children, grandchildren,
Right.
husbands, the weather, a vacation someone's been on. And of course, it could be work related, but it could be anything.
Right. So, I mean, I was thinking about places people could meet, whether it could be in your local churches or temples or mosques, or you can local community centers, or where your children go to school, go to join the PTAs, be a volunteer.
Pickleball. Pickleball.
It's not a New York thing. I don't know where she got it from.
It's actually in here now. It came from Florida for tennis players with bad knees. If you're over 50, pickleball is a hot new thing right now.
My son-in-law's father told us about pickleball, and I've never heard that before. So
It's all over Bergen County where we are. And it is,
but
and it was
find some-
named for the guy's dog, actually. That's the
okay.
history of pickleball.
Okay, good. I'm glad that
Enough.
was it.
All right.
But truthfully, like, go take a class that interests you. Do a meetup. Go to meetup.com. There's like lists of places to go where things that interest you. if you're a solopreneur, go to a network event, local, uncomfortable it is, but go there, get out from behind your computer.
Right. We just had a cup of coffee and lunch at a coffee house, not a Starbucks, but it could be any coffee house. Everybody's working. Hey, Marcia, everybody's working together. And then, see, that's what I would do. After working, I'd wait to see if somebody wasn't working for a moment because I have ADD and I need to take a break.
Right.
And all of a sudden I'm scanning and I'm going, hi, so what do you do?
Right.
And I just open up a conversation.
Right.
So with that being said, because it's 15 minutes in and we know you all have a busy day, but we did want to talk about tribes, friends, how to make them, and for a season, a reason, and a lifetime, and it's all good.
Yeah, it'd be great if you can comment and tell us how you found your tribe or other ways that, if we haven't said it, just share. Maybe other people who feel alone or, who need help can what's the word for me?
Learn something that could be helpful that they never thought of on their own.
Now, loving this life.
Yeah. So go ahead. I want, again, our new visual strategist. Tell us what you
Visual
do.
strategist. I help women let go of I don't remember what I said before.
But you are a visual strategist, and she helps you get rid of your pain that leaves you powerless.
Panic. Okay, I have it written down, guys. See, she helped me. This is why we do these things, okay? I am passionate about helping women find their voice, be seen so they can release trauma that keeps them feeling paralyzed.